What if gravity didn't pull us down, but sideways? Yeah, instead of falling on your face, you would fall into the nearest wall. Picture sideways oceans, walking on the side of skyscrapers, and people accidentally sliding into coffee shops like human curling stones. Let's turn our world sideways and see what sticks. Alright, imagine this. You wake up in the morning, stretch, try to roll out of bed, but you slide straight into the wall next to you like a pancake against a window. Gravity in this world does not pull towards the ground anymore. It pulls sideways, always toward, let's say, the east. First off, architecture, a complete mess. Buildings would have to be flipped on their side. Picture homes stacked like books on a shelf, but inside, your kitchen is halfway up the wall and the couch is bolted to the plaster. You would probably need ladders to get from your sideways bed to the sideways bathroom. Toilets, also sideways. I'll let you imagine the logistics of that horror. Stairs become completely useless, replaced with sideways elevators or conveyor belts. And forget rooftops. Now you have wall tops. Rooftop gardens? Try wallflower farms instead. Cars? Well, they would drive along what used to be walls. Roads would be giant vertical surfaces scratching across former buildings and cliffs. For parking garages, you would need magnetic tyres just to stay in place. Imagine taking a train that loops around the outside of a skyscraper instead of underneath it. Subways become sidesways, literally. Bicycles would need gyroscopes to stay upright. Helicopters? Probably now just really confused ceiling fans. And let's not forget about the sidewalk chaos. People would just be casually rolling into storefronts, mailboxes, and each other, like a slow-speed bumper car game 24/7. Coffee shops would have splash zones for all the sideways spills. Now let's talk about water. Gravity affects everything, including oceans, rivers, and that weird puddle that always forms under your car. With sideways gravity, oceans would crawl up the sides of cliffs. Entire coastlines would transform into giant vertical aquariums. Lakes would hug canyon walls. Waterfalls would pour sideways into the forest. And clouds? They would hover beside you like confused, floaty ghosts. Swimming would be a nightmare. You'd swim up the wall and accidentally backstroke into a tree. Surfers would ride waves that slam into mountains, and fish would evolve suction cup fins just to keep from drifting off sideways. Let's not forget, the sky is no longer up, it's off to the side. The sun would rise horizontally, casting weird shadows that stretch sideways for miles. Sunsets would slide across the horizon like screensaver glitches. Birds would fly sideways in V formations, probably confused about everything. Good luck with planes. You would take off vertically and land into a wall. Airports would need massive nets or sideways runways hanging off cliffs. Everyday life becomes a constant balancing act. Cooking, frying pans slide off the stove. Dining tables need to be strapped to walls. Your cereal is on the ceiling now. Milk is cascading sideways like a dairy waterfall. You would have to invent new furniture with suction feet and gravity-proof mugs so you don't scald someone with sideways hot water. Showers would probably be sideways car washes. Beds would likely be hammocks against the wall. Closets are now vertical climbing spaces where you need to harness up just to grab your jacket. Animals and pets might react unusually to the chaos. Your dog tries to go for a walk and just slides across the yard sideways like a hockey puck. Cats would thrive. They already defy gravity, but now they just smugly perch sideways while you crawl on all fours. Birds would still be confused, and horses would probably wear suction cup horseshoes. Schools would have gravity drills, where kids practice crawling sideways in case gravity switches again midday. Basketball courts are on the wall. Soccer games happen on a canyon face. Swimming meets are held in long, vertical tanks where people just tread sideways for hours. Social life gets awkward fast. There are sideways handshakes, sideways hugs that feel like you're being slowly tackled. Elevator rides become zipline rides. And dancing. Yeah, now it's wall shuffling with harnesses and left-sided cha-cha. Scientists go nuts. They'd have to rewrite all of Newton's laws. Mass, force, motion are all sideways now. Einstein would be like, well, I did not sign up for this. Gyroscopes become essential. Compass apps now point sideways instead of north. Phone screens flip orientation randomly, and people just give up while texting lying horizontally against a wall. Theme parks would be incredible. Sideways roller coasters zipping across entire cities, zip lines between office towers, and slides stretching for kilometres across national parks. Imagine going camping in a sideways tent pinned to a tree trunk, or trying to fish from a vertical lake with a ladder. Vacations are now all about gravity tours. Go see how sideways gravity affected famous landmarks. Here's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, now fully horizontal. Of course, conspiracy theorists go wild. Sideways gravity is a government plot. No, it's aliens trying to realign Earth with the galactic parking grid. People wear weighted boots. Sideways become Velcro zones. Gravity-resistant suits become the new athleisure. And there's always that one guy trying to go back to normal by gluing his furniture to the ceiling. In the end, a world with sideways gravity would be utterly ridiculous, visually bonkers, and full of moments where you fall sideways into your cat while trying to pour cereal on the wall. But hey, we would adapt. We are humans. We build wall couches. We host vertical swimming competitions. We invent sideways pizza boxes that don't spill the toppings. So if gravity suddenly turned sideways, what would you try first? Walk across the house like a sideways Spider-Man? Start a sideways skydiving league? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more off-kilter, gravity-defying what-ifs every single week, right here on Alternate Archives. Do you have a sideways idea? Drop it below, and we'll make it weird.